I was blessed enough to be able to learn Vim on the job. That means I didn't have to spend time practicing at home. I could just one day cold turkey install Idea Vim in my writer, leave the mouse at home, and then just accept that in the beginning, first week, I'm gonna be drastically slower than I'm used to. And that is fine. So what is slow? Assuming that you already know the basic shortcuts of your IDE, like building your solution, finding files, and all of that, expect to be 4 to 5 times slower than you used to in the first week. That is normal. I'm not going to tell you don't feel frustrated, because you're going to be frustrated. That is normal. You just have to go through that. That is the actual trick. Endure. Endure and survive the first week, and you're going to be fine. So as a general guidance, you find yourself a plugin for your IDE, you just start coding, and you try to dedicate 2 to 3 hours per day on coding in Vim and learning the motions. And then decide by your own judgment how much job time you can use for that. So what exactly is it that you get from that, right? Like, why would you put yourself under such stress and pain and suffering? For what, right? And I think the answer is because there is magic on the other side of the rainbow. So what you're going to notice after the first week is that you're going to feel much less frustrated and much more fluent in the Vim motions than in the beginning. What you feel after 3 weeks is that you're going to be back to speed where you started. So after 3 weeks, you should be back to original speed. After 4 to 6 weeks, it's when it's getting magical. You're going to notice that Vimming feels good. Touching your mouse feels not so good anymore. You're going to notice that you can much more easily speak freely while coding. For example, when you share your screen and to other people in the meeting or something. You're going to feel much less drained during the day. And the last thing that's going to happen is women going to want to touch your bicep and ask you how much you work out. Well, all of this is happening because you're not just getting faster. What happens is that you're offloading the mental capacity needed for coding to your muscle memory. And this is where the magic of Vim actually lies. It's not only about speed, it is mostly to get as much as your workday into muscle memory, so you have free capacity for thinking and free energy for everything else, basically. This is what Vim is about, and this is why we all do it. So now back to the original question. Is it worth learning Vim? Yes, 100%. Please do it. 100%. You're going to benefit so heavily from that. You're going to be so fast. You're going to have so much mental capacity. You're going to feel so superior to everyone else. Anyways, you're going to feel so much better about yourself because you know the struggle that it takes to get good at Vim, and now you're good at Vim. And this in itself is worth it. 100%. So the next step is you take your IDE and then you throw it into the oven, and then you move into the terminal to get the full NeoVim experience. And if you don't know how to do that, well, there's this channel. You find videos and playlists that show you exactly how to do that. And also, I do believe we have now a great community so far. I mean, what you see in the comments, people comment, people share their own experiences and how they solve their problems. And I really feel that there is something great growing here on my little platform. And I'm really grateful for that. And that was my little rant for today. I wish you all a lovely week. Bye-bye.